Giannis Antetokounmpo owns one of the most incredible journeys to NBA superstardom. His transformation from skinny teenager to back-to-back MVP is just one of the reasons he's known as the Greek Freak. He also won Finals MVP by leading the Bucks to the 2021 title.
Another rookie coming in from Milwaukee, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I'm an all-around player. I can jump, I can shoot, I can pass the ball. I can do everything in the court.
He jumped like Dr. J.
Giannis trailing the lob. Oh!
My first impression was like, man, this kid works hard. And how he practiced is how he played. I played with two other Hall of Famers in Dirk Nowitzki and Kevin Garnett. And Giannis embodied what made them great. KG's intensity, his approach to practicing games, it was the same.
I gotta start shooting now. I'm not 25 no more, I'm 26 now. Woo, that's cash. Cash, baby. Cash money.
At the passion in which he plays, like he wears his emotions on his sleeves. And then you talk about Dirk Nowitzki, the work ethic, right? Student of the game, tactician when it came to getting his shots in the areas he wants, and he knows how the defenses defend them. And then the last thing was, when I watched him work, I'd never seen in my 19-year career a guy work on defense in his individual workout. Like for me, that was phenomenal. And I knew this kid was on another level.
Now Booker with Tucker on him. Throws it up for Ayton. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis.
All these guys that are legends because the number retired. Maybe 15 years, 20 years, maybe my number is up there. Never know what can happen.
Oops. That boots upside your head.
And there's the triple-double for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I knew about him because my brother's been playing in Europe this is his 12th season now. My brother actually played against him in Greece when he was 6'6", 170 pounds or so. And he had kind of told me about him. He's like, he's athletic, he's young, he's very raw. You know what I'm saying? The NBA will help him, transform his body, help him put some skill in him. But we didn't think he would be this good. But I'm just happy for him, man. He's gotten so much better. He's grown. Obviously, he's a father now. His game has continued to evolve, but, he's still appreciative and remembers, what it took to get to this point.
It's always funny. You can look on the floor and you see the future Hall of Famer, and you look at Giannis.
Please don't call me MVP until I win it again next year.
My ceiling, I'm not even close to my ceiling yet.
My favorite thing about Giannis is his humility. And what I mean by that is he's always driven. He's always looking to get better. No matter what he does, I believe there's a certain humility you should carry at all times, no matter what you accomplish, and he always does that. You see his interviews after, and I believe it's genuine. It's not like something that's manufactured or something that's, for the camera. It's watching his journey. He's one of my favorite players because if you look at their team, the way he's willed them to a championship, the way he's carried them, they have great players as well, but his number are like video game numbers, right? Like going to get 50 in one of the last games of the season, going to be as dominant as he is. I think he is already one of the top 15 players ever, and he has so much more to go, and I think he'll continue to impress us, and he'll continue to do it with humility.
Only the 7th player in the history of the finals to have a 50-point game.
This year's Bill Russell Finals MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo, oh my goodness! He's inhuman! No one else on the planet does that, on any planet. That's why we call him the freak.
What I recognized immediately about Giannis is that he was very shy. He was alone because his family wasn't there, and I got to really know him in the backdrop of his family. And he turned that separation and that anxiety that he was feeling from being away from his family into like fire. And I think that that's really where he was digging from. He was digging from a deep place. It's a lot of athletes in the game that you see that are super athletic, but what separates you from the pack? And being separated from your family, trying to impose your will on a situation so you can just make everything right. He was digging a little deeper than everybody else. I saw him working on his game like around the clock, in the morning, before everybody, afterwards, coming back to the gym late evenings. Didn't even have transportation at the time. used to walk to the gym. He used to carpool and ask for rides. This is before like the Lyft and Uber was like such a big thing. And he lived in there. I mean, he would go to sleep in the meal room. He did everything. Like he would go in the garbage and, you know, like, are you throwing these shoes away? And he just did everything that he possibly could do to move the needle in his process of becoming a better version of Giannis.
And a great basketball god raining down on the Pistons.
They're willing to listen, to gain knowledge, to understand that he doesn't know it all. And you can tell how he's still humble. All he wants to do is play basketball and learn. You hear in his interviews, I caught him early, before his MVP, before his All-Stars, but you could see it coming. A 6'11" guy, the Greek freak, were defensively AD-esque, offensively a mixture between Shaq, is now passing the ball, his dominance, willing to shoot the jump shot, willing to get to the free throw line. You just think of the dominance, offensively, defensively. A guy who really doesn't care. Doesn't care if he gets dunked on, doesn't care if he has 40 or 30 points, really cares about winning in his teammates. A guy who appreciates and loves the game. As a young kid, he just wanted to learn more about the American culture, learn more about basketball. And I just remember during timeouts at a young age asking me, hey, what do I see on the floor? So I would give him hints of the backline of the defense, of how they're playing you and how the physicality and how you got to be able to take that bump. And 1 or 2 years after I left the weight room, he's taking that bump. Not only is he taking it, he's now delivering it.
Ooh la 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 la! Give me that! You know who you're messing with? Do you know who you're messing with?
If there truly is an American dream story in the NBA, it's Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh, it really is. You know, he's one of those guys that I don't know that we've ever had a player this dominant come from where he came from the standpoint that you just didn't foresee it. You know, you were hoping he was going to be a guy that could contribute on a team that could be successful. But for him to be a two-time MVP, a Defensive Player of the Year, he's more accomplished to this stage of his career than Shaquille O'Neal was. And that's saying a lot. But it's a testament to his work ethic, his belief in himself, and he's become as intimidating and dominant a force as our game has ever seen.
And he's changed the way coaches have had to drop their defenses. How do you guard a guy at his size that can put the ball on the floor the way he can?
You really can't, because what's happened also is he's become a better basketball player, meaning he's a better decision maker, and his passing has improved. And, you know, I equate him to Shaquille O'Neal. I said he's the modern day version of Shaq, except he plays facing the basket. He's every bit as physical, as forceful, and he's also every bit as relentless, which is a testament to his greatness, because typically guys that struggle at the free throw line, which he did for a long time, they can be a little reluctant to continue to try to attack the rim, but that does not dissuade Giannis at all.
Listen, give the Milwaukee Bucks and John Hammond credit for making that pick at number 15, but not even them could have realized that a guy that would go from just a guy to most improved in the league, to a two-time MVP, to a finals MVP, and putting up numbers in the finals that were historic. How do you encapsulate what his career is and how much further he may still go?
Well, I think you just have to look at the closeout game against the Phoenix Suns, where his greatest weakness became his strength, where he made 17 of 19 free throws. He puts up a 50-piece in a closeout game. That was, to me, not only mind-boggling, but it just speaks to how tough he is internally, how focused he had to be. He was not going to be denied. And I tell you what, if he continues to evolve, this league is going to be on notice.
Are we satisfied? I'm not satisfied. I'm not even close to being satisfied. Right now, what I want is to get better. Care about getting better, because I know that if I do that, there's more things coming.
Playing with Giannis is great. He'll find you, run the floor. He can go 50, 40 points on any given night. He's a guy that's relentless. You know, being in this position to win the NBA championship, to score 50 points on a clinching game, to win, I think that speaks for itself. Whoever gave him the name, the Greek Freak, done a great job of that. To hyperextend his knee, come back and dominate the finals like he did, that's remarkable, and that's something that I'm going to remember, and I think everybody around the world is going to remember for a long time.
Every time he goes to the basket, he does something that's kind of spectacular.